Welcome back, everybody, to Elder Wolf MTG. Elder Wolf here. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to do some more pack opening. And as you know, one of the goals on the channel is for me to open up every single card and all 4 copies without paying a penny, which will take quite some time. But here we go. So we jumped in and updated to the latest update with the Modern Horizons 3 packs, so I got 3 free packs for that. And then our earnings from both Quest as well as 2 limited drafts. Oh, that's kind of interesting. How did I do that? Was we got 15 packs now to open for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So let's just jump right in. I have actually not even seen very many of the Modern Horizons 2 cards, so let's see what we get here. I'm not going to be reading through the commons and uncommons, though I know some of them are going to be quite good, especially the Eldrazi's for the Eldrazi deck. Lots of interesting things. I've watched a few streamers, not much, probably like 3 or 4 limited events over the past week or so when they had the, I guess, pre-release or like special event before it opened to the public, but I have not seen many of these cards at all. So let's just take a look at the rares. These are the medallions. Each color has one. They're medium, I think, in just my opinion. Obviously, if you have a pure focused mono-colored deck, then having the medallions can be very helpful, especially over time. But yeah, I think medium at best. And we have a wild card. All right, well, we'll take a wild card. All right, let's see what else we get here. Pack number 2. Roshin, Roaring Prophet. This is a 4-mana 4/4. When this card enters the battlefield, you mill 6, and then you may put a card with X in its mana cost from among them into your hand. So you want a deck with at least a handful or more of X, and then you can tap Roshin and reveal any number of cards with X in their mana cost in your hand, and then you add 2 colorless for each card revealed this way. Spend this mana only on costs that contain X. So very kind of focused on getting X type cards, probably more constructed than limited. And then Ophiomancer, oh, just incredible. It doesn't look like much at the beginning, but at each upkeep, not just yours, both you and your opponents, if you do not control any snakes, then you create a 1/1 black snake token with Death Touch. And so really gums up the board for blocking, and then you can be aggressive with it as well. And if they block, then you just keep creating another one. It's just a very, very good card. Yeah, really happy to see that one. Let's see here. Here's one of those X cards that Roshin would go well with, except it's totally off color. And we have Flare of Denial, 3 mana. You may sacrifice a non-token blue creature rather than pay this spell's mana cost, and you can just counter a spell. Great if you have small creatures, or even like a token creature that's blue that you can use basically to catch your opponent in late game if they have a big bomb that they want to drop and they think you're tapped out, and then you just sneak up on them with this. So yeah, very great blue card for that one for sure. All right, let's go back to Thunder Junction. Let's see what we get here. And a wild card. That's good to me. Let's keep on going. One last job. 3 mana base, and then you have the spree. You can return a target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's a total of 5 mana. 1 more mana, return target mount or vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So definitely would prefer to be in the mount deck, or you can return a target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to a creature you control. Yeah, very versatile. You can put this in the mount deck or the equipment deck. And then, of course, returning any creature from the graveyard to the battlefield is helpful as well. So yeah, overall good card. With the bonus sheet, we have Murder. Always a good one. Let's keep going. 13 more packs here. There's Fibblethip. Yep, we've seen that in one of our drafts. Very good for plot. The value over time of this card, if it remains on the battlefield, is pretty insane. Yeah, very nice card, especially in limited. Now we have Stoic Sphinx, 4 mana, 5/3 flash flyer, and it has hexproof as long as you have not cast a spell this turn. So wants to be in the plot deck to maximize, but still 5/3 4-mana flyer with flash is always going to be good. Just a solid pickup. Next pack we go. Outcaster Trailblazer. 3-mana 4/2. When it enters the battlefield, add a mana of any color. Whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So, yeah, very good card. Especially, I mean, green is very powerful in this set, and you can plot this and then use it as fixing for something that's coming up. And of course, you want creatures with power 4 or greater, which you will find plenty of in green. All right, 10 more packs to go. There's Malcolm the Eyes. Had this in our last limited draft video. And yeah, 2/2 flyer haste for 2. And then when you cast your second spell each turn, investigate. Yeah, good value card. Not over the top crazy, but good nonetheless. Oh, 2 rares. We have Archmage's Charm, triple blue, instant. You can choose either counter a spell or target player draws 2 cards, or you gain control of a target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So an interesting choice card for sure. If obviously you need to be super heavy blue, but if that's where you are, definitely a good pickup. Probably would not first pick this, but if you are heavy blue, yeah, I would have taken it in my last deck probably for sure. And then Rakdos the Muscle, 5 mana, 6/5, flying trample, already pretty amazing. And whenever you sack another creature, you exile cards equal to that creature's mana value from the top of a target player's library. So that could be yours or your opponent's. And until your next end step, you may play those cards, and mana can be used of any type to cast them. And then at any point, instant speed, you can sack another creature, and then Rakdos gains indestructible into end of turn. You tap Rakdos and activate only once each turn. Yeah, lots of good. Yeah, just good. If you're in the sack deck, you definitely would like to have Rakdos. Good top end card. Okay, Seraphic Steed, 2 for 2/2, first strike, lifelink, and then when this steed attacks while saddled, you create a 3/3 white angel creature token with flying. This thing can carry away the game very quickly. If you drop this on turn 2 and you have a turn 3, turn 4 play, well, I know that's a big if, or a turn 3 that happens to be 4 power, and you get to attack with this and there's no answer, this thing can run away with the game. It is deceptively powerful, especially if it's on a 2-drop on turn 2. Pillage the Bog, 2 mana, sorcery. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is twice the number of lands you control. Put one of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then you can plot this for 3. So yeah, just a good value card, especially in late game. It's basically not really a straight up tutor, but kind of a half tutor. Can be very, very good for 2 mana. Siphon Insight, Demir. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. You exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom. You may play the exile card for as long as it remains exiled. You may spend mana of any type to cast it, and you can flash this back. So yeah, this is good value over time card. I really like these type of effects. It just takes a little bit slow sometimes, but in late game, this can really swing the tide of being able to cast this twice in a row. All right, next pack here. Vadmir, New Blood, 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you commit a crime, you put a counter on Vadmir. It only triggers once each turn, and as long as Vadmir has 4 or more counters on it, it has menace and lifelink. Yeah, just a super solid 2-drop, especially in any iteration of the crime deck with black. Very good card. Fel the Mighty, 5 mana, sorcery speed. Destroy all creatures with power greater than a target creature's power. So if you have a small little creature, this can be very, very useful to just wipe the board and possibly keep something. Maybe you both, or keep something of the power. So it's a very good card, but it's not a guaranteed complete board wipe. You want to have smaller creatures, generally speaking, when you're running a card such as this. All right, next one. Oh, Railway brawler, 5 mana, 5/5 reach trample, already incredible. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put X counters on it where X is its power, and you can plot this. This thing is ridiculous. If you see this even in pack 3 and you're not in green, you're tempted to switch to green just to be able to play this card. It is so powerful, and you need to have an answer for it immediately if you play against it. Otherwise, it will run away with the game very easily, especially with plot on 4. You have any kind of ramp. Anyway, it's just a powerful card. You first pick this thing instantly. Honest Retstein, I'll comment on this one. Great for the green-black. 3/2, when it enters the battlefield, you can return a target creature from the graveyard to your hand, so good value there. And then you get a little bit of bonus of all creature spells you cast. It just costs 1 less to cast, so just a solid uncommon. 4 more packs. We have a rare land. Okay, no big deal there. Next pack. Caustic Bronco, a 2/2, saddle 3. When this attacks, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. You lose life equal to that card's mana value if this creature is not saddled. If it is saddled, each opponent loses that much life. So you definitely want to saddle this. It's just a 2/2, but even attacking once, it can be pretty incredible value. And if you don't have an answer for it on turn 2, it can just get you card advantage even at the cost of life, and then you can start saddling it. Yeah, pretty incredible. Insatiable Avarice. 1 mana spree, one swamp, and then you can search your library for a card, shuffle, put it on top, and then you can also just have a target player draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. That is triple black to do that. So optional kind of search, and if you want to not be so heavy black, but if you want the second mode, you're definitely going to have to be heavy swamps to do that. And our last pack of the video. Kellen Joins Up. Enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your hand. If you do, basically it's plotted. And then whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. You definitely want a handful of legendaries to really get that value, but in general, it is a, yeah, it's okay. Not the greatest, but it's okay. Okay, we have some packs. I will be using some of these wild cards here now to maybe build a little bit a better standard deck, but really appreciate y'all's time, and like and subscribe if you haven't done it, and we will have some more videos very soon. Come on back and we will continue learning together and opening more packs and playing more limited events. Until next time, see you later.